Welcome back to another episode of Not for the Weak-Minded. Today, this is part 12, I do believe, of me reading my dissertation about the emulation of the technological creation. And just before I start, I'd just like to say YouTube took down part 8 and they really didn't like that one. Perhaps it was because of the title and that it said that the royal banking elite theories is what you all believe in. And so this is why this work is very, very significant for you to truly understand about what is really going around you today and who is responsible for it, and the, how can I put it, certain knowledge that you need in order to know who you are, where you come from, etc., and what's really going on. So this is the significance, is basically to create awareness of their false principles and of every subject, and basically which is currently keeping humanity back from actually their true sole purposes. It's designed to do exactly that, and unfortunately many of you are struggling to wake up in the time of ascension. And so this is imperative you understand that when you research the paranormal, you'll begin to get a grasp of generally how we ourselves communicate with the dead, what are the souls, essentially what are the dead, and how this relates to time and purgatory. But this is a different really topic in its entirety, and I'll just read it from now, so that by understanding where we actually come from, who created us, where we actually are in time, as in by the stars, and what we are truly capable of bringing through our own special abilities through ascension, will bring unprecedented changes to our world for the better of everyone, and not the globalists, demons who have no empathy, no compassion, do not care, and actually are scared of our greatest potential because they're afraid of the light. The light will beat the dark, and unfortunately this is what you have to understand about this reality. It is not what you think it to be, and it's dualistic, and in fact there is two time periods where it's the golden age at the start of the civilization, where we're the first peoples, come out of the caves, or the mountains. And so when you research these things, the civilization sprang from underground. And so you gotta have to ask a question: why is that? And what is going on today, which is making me go, history is now repeating itself? And that is the answer to our salvation, is that we need to find a place with the gods, because they are the good guys, and unfortunately we have all been working for the bad guys. So they've been using various methods of psychological warfare and drugs to basically convince you of a reality that it can never be true, which you see with your eyes. But unfortunately a lot of you are walking around with your phone in your hand. You've got a minute attention span to listen to someone actually talk about anything, and you're very reluctant to even discuss very important matters that everyone needs to know about. The truth needs to be known, because our civilization is dying. We need to wake up, because we can change our civilization as how can I put it, as you get closer to the truth, the answers rest within it. And so this has to do with, again, the golden age of civilization, the pyramids around the world, and how I was saying in another video about the use of concrete today and how the ancient past used the same concrete but for good purposes, and why they built all these free energy plants that were connected to each other across the earth. And so they too want to do exactly the same, but instead of doing it the good way, guess what, they're doing it the bad way. And so if you've been looking at my videos about the fake ass sun, you'll see that, and how they've lied. I mean, that just proves they've lied about geological time. They've lied about cosmological principles, my bad, and everything, you know, space, stars, you know, NASA. I mean, you all trust the serpent as it is, and unfortunately you're very, very reluctant to believe it because of the television, because of all the stuff you've seen through your childhood, and it is hard to break away from their programming. But you must, because if you really want to manifest a better future, you must start working for them. You must realize it. You must become aware of the scenario, the truth, and the options available from it, which is that we can have free energy, but we don't need it from a holographic sun simulator in low Earth orbit, because that is built for a purpose by evil at the core of our society, who intend on culling us. So if you're not really getting my words, it is your fault. You know, I am trying to wake people up. I'm trying to save people, but you need to know that you've been lied to start with, and then basically go on your own spiritual journey and come to the realization that you are created, and this world's created and it's special, and that you were here for a purpose. So, and then you'll get your abilities, and then you'll begin to see clearly the truth and their lies, and read between the lines and know exactly what's going on, which is why, you know, hundreds of thousands of us are doing it on a daily basis. I want to do it on a daily basis, but I can't. I have to have a job. One day, hopefully. So the topic of the paranormal is absolutely vast, and when you actually look into these subjects, look at it for 10 years, you'll get a greater understanding of reality, because unfortunately they have not incorporated anything to do with this into the academic theories. So it isn't by all means complete censorship of reality. So we are walking around absolutely unaware that you don't know reality, even though you think you do, because of the education system and everything you believe you were taught from birth about this reality. That's it, you know, everything. So it can subsequently then help in understanding that what we humans are and how this reality really operates. That we have a soul and we are energy beings living in a biological body within a frequency reality. You know, that life after death is a proven fact from many recent studies of ghosts, out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, you know, personal experiences of my own, or, you know, countless other people that talk about their own. You name it, historical records of it, yeah. So the truth is that if you don't believe in ghosts and how important they are to understand about yourself, I really think you need to do so, because the ghosts are dead people that are literally waiting for judgment for the end of time, which takes 3,600 years. All souls will be judged. That means even those people from 3,600 years ago to now, from the start of, you know, from the beginning of time, civilization, creation. This involves a great deal of information to do with geological time, and so this is why you need to understand about the time of the giants. You see, and the biblical flood. And therefore, once you start seeing this evidence, you're going to be realize again how the earth cannot be what they say it to be, ever. Nor a globe, nor evolution, none of it. The only answer is creationism, I'm afraid, and the gods. And we ourselves are a part of it. We have forgotten because we chose to come down and take this ultimate challenge to rid evil, to bring a massive paradigm change for the benefit of everyone, based on truth about reality and how we really exist. You know that free energy can cure all diseases, and that is a fact from the ancient past. You know, they built structures around the world that resonate at certain frequencies that can cure you, that still stand today. So the truth is our only salvation, and speaking it during these times is a revolutionary act, according to George Orwell. I want to express that to understand reality, you must know that every core subject is based on false principles, and that the theories are all entangled with each other in a deceitful web of lies. This involves secret societies whose members are in prominent places in our society, and their connection to the Roman Catholic Church's agenda for a one world satanic Satanist, they might scrub this now because I said that, economic religion. We must wake from our amnesia of selective controlled history and learn the true lessons of the past to bring a great change for humanity's future. And so this has to do with the one-up of the time in the beginning of time, 1,000 years of peace, when the 12 gods, the pantheon of 12, or the 12 families of that should have technically still be in charge, but because of this, situation, they fled or they're dead, And this is where prophecy comes in. This is where the television comes in. This is where Game of Thrones comes in. You see, because King of Kings and, one of these people out there is literally the true ruler of this world, right? Who was in exile, right? Because of the evil people that are in charge of our reality today, who are not meant to be in charge whatsoever, but they are, because they have deceived you. They have deceived us all, and unfortunately we even warned ourselves from the past, but we didn't listen, because back when we in the golden age, we have our halos. We can see the future, we can see the past, present, we can see a great deal of things that we cannot now. And that has to do with the stars, that has to do with ascension. This is why people are waking up, but they don't know what to do. And essentially bringing in a new scenario. 1,000 years of peace, prosperity based on truth, wisdom, knowledge, and the Creator. Because unfortunately, they will return. Because we're not there. We've not defeated this, but it is what it is. They have an almighty plan to cull us all, and unfortunately you must be aware of it. And these things require people to understand and help. I can't do this by myself. I'm trying to find places to hide. I'm trying to get the truth out. I can't do it all. So the 13 royal families keep it in the bloodline, and through their secret societies across all nations, they control our society. Zionism controls all our resources since 1917, and that includes the military industrial complex of America and all beast nations that are connected to the Catholic Church because of their great deception on time and history, and how they've used television to make you believe in a false one about them, because they are not Christian. The Templars were not good people. Pirates were not good people. These people were the most disturbing people through history that have wanted to literally have a world power and to do it their own way, i.e. to rebel against the creators. So if you listen to this and then you listen to my next video, 2 videos on, you'll see what I mean, because Oak Island and this go hand in hand with Freemasonry and everything else that you think you know about this reality, and who is in charge and why they're in charge. So we must wake up from our amnesia of selective controlled history and learn the true lessons of the past to bring a great change for humanity's future. I'll say it again. This is a war in mind, body and spirit that sees humanity at the center between 2 opposing forces. Currently, thanks to the great deception upon your mind using frequencies, television and subconscious programming with signs and symbols, you're feeling very sleepy. You'll see it every time if you really look. Most of us are using our energies for the purposes of evil without truly being aware of the disastrous consequences, i.e. they have no empathy for us. They actually want to kill us. So we have a very determined enemy who has planned decades in advance with their technologies towards a new world order, which is to emulate the technological creation in its entirety, their way, using technologies, and to completely hive mind humanity. You know what, with technologies, which you're already infected with. Smart dust is in your brain. 5G towers are already up in Reading. It's not a joke. Currently, I read that. They have caused all our societal problems by dividing nation against nation, putting religion against religion when they're the ones that created the religion in the first place, i.e. the Catholic Church. Created the Muslim religion, then they created the Never Book to put people against people. Then they put nation against nation. Then they created a Never Book at the same time during that same period in England, and created a Never Bible. Do you see the same pattern? Divide and conquer. They have used so many tactics over the years that once you see the repetition of it, or understand history, or actually research anything to do with these people, you'll wake up. You'll go, hang on a minute, these people are really evil. They're horrible people. They're really sick. They want to do what? No, we can't have that, surely. Do you want your child to have a future? Because if you're ignorant, you're not going to have one anyway. Take the technology, be my guest. See what happens. We haven't got there yet. We gotta go through World War III yet. I bloody hope not, but time is ticking. So they have caused World War I, World War II, and Albert Pike prophecies read about World War III. How they're going to put nation against people. Guess what? The Muslim religion is going to be put against the people, because the Catholic Church has created this scenario, because Zionism works with the Catholic Church, because it's the part of the same thing that has created this scenario, i.e. millions of Muslims unethically locked up because of our bombs in this nation's country. And yet you gotta see what the hell the UN are up to in this, you see? It is much more complicated, and it takes a long time to work out, which you don't have. So they are going to bring in more unethical technologies that they will label as beneficial for our species, which many of you will believe because of the programming and the television and just being stupid because you don't understand you're being poisoned, and that you think this reality is what it is. So through charities and through the notion of good is bad, these people have got away with their sick agendas for too long. This includes the United Nations. This has to be stopped, i.e. you must wake up and actually realise who you're working for starters, and or you know, it's difficult. I mean, there's a great deal of knowledge you need to know in order to actually come together as one and actually defeat this together. We're all divided, and unfortunately we're not even together as one, because they've divided our minds, they've conquered us. Now we have all nations walking this country, don't talk to each other, don't know our neighbours, and so civilization is verging on some kind of disaster. It doesn't matter what it is, you know, where you must acknowledge these things, you must have a plan, you must think a bit further ahead than what really is going on in your daily life. So humanity, i.e. the collective consciousness of our species, has created all the solutions to solve our problems, particularly when you understand, as I said at the start, ancient knowledge and the time of when the gods were here on earth, the creators. But they have quashed these ideas, they have killed their makers, and taken many patented technologies that would take away their power away from the people. We are the creators of this world. We do create everything, but we are being used by their tactics to let their will manifest. Sorry, to manifest their will. That's the wrong way around. So you must see that. You must see that you're being used. You must see that, like, your passions are being used against you. That you have an enemy who hates you, that wants to see you sick, wants to make money off you, enslaved by it, and essentially, even in the future, you know, much worse. So it's up to you. It's up to you all. So we've all been working for evil, including myself in my current employment. Can't say. If you do not know there are even solutions, or do not see this deception, how can you help humanity fight against its very now visible common enemy with your own purpose and ability that you're meant to be doing? Because they have inverted creation to basically emulate it. They have lied to you about the reality of how it works, the mechanisms that actually govern it, so that they can actually emulate it in an evil way. How are you going to help in this scenario if you don't even believe the cosmological principles are false, even though it's been proven without a doubt that it is? You just got to look further than the end of your nose. Literally, look at the bloody sun. It's not millions of miles away. It's not a ball of gas. It's literally technology in low Earth orbit. So, if you don't believe me, look at my bloody videos. Literally, they've got a fake ass holographic sun and you can see the rainbow in it. So, you know, how do you create white light exactly? My point. Fake ass, white ass, holographic, UV killing sun is in low Earth orbit. What have they done with the real sun? How is this possible, you must ask? Well, this has to do with creation and knowledge to do with the Book of Enoch, which, again, I have to do more drawings of to actually explain to you how they've bloody done this. So, please subscribe if you'd like to know about that. Please, like, share.